So about a little over a year ago from today, I reserved my Tesla Cybertruck. And after being invited to pre-order one this summer when they had the Foundation Series, and getting invited again to pre-order one when they rolled the non-Foundation Series out, I have finally decided to cancel my pre-order. And no, it's not because I no longer need a full-size EV. I very much need and want one, actually to the point of purchasing one, just not the Cybertruck. And there's a combination of reasons why, such as price, features, and where the product line stands today that led me to make that decision. As for the vehicle I got in its place, well, you'll just have to wait till the end of the video to see what I decided to go with and why. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Max, and today join me as I cancel my Cybertruck pre-order. Alright, so there's a few reasons why I actually decided to cancel my Cybertruck order, and I figured I'd go through each of those before I actually jump into showing what the cancellation process is like, and then showing you the car that I got in its place. I'll throw up there now, I have on my screen the Tesla homepage where it shows both my Model 3 and my Cybertruck reservation, and I'll be walking through and showing what it's like to cancel that to get my fully refundable $100 back, so we'll see how that process goes. As for why I canceled my order, it comes down to a few different factors. The first being price. These are a lot more expensive than they were initially advertised when I placed my pre-order. And on top of that, right now, even when the Foundation Series ended, they're not qualifying for the federal tax credit. And that $7,500 goes a long way for a lot of people, myself included. So really, compared to some of the competitors right now, I found the Cybertruck to be outside of the price range of something I'd pull the trigger on today. Now, the second factor has to do with timing. Now, there's two facets of that. One, the general rule of thumb for Teslas is that the longer you wait to purchase one, the more likely you are to be satisfied with your vehicle. That's simply because Teslas often have their first runs almost in a beta phase, and they are still working out the kinks of a new product line when they issue this. We've seen this with the Model S, the Model X, the Model 3, and we are seeing this with the Cybertruck now. There's still plenty of recalls, there are issues with alignment, and these are all things that'll work out over the course of time. Which leads me to the other facet of the timing, which is the fact that this is ready right now. When I first pre-ordered this, there was allegedly 2 million pre-orders, meaning that I'd have to wait anywhere from 3 to 7 years, depending on what I looked at, to actually get my truck. For me, as someone who pre-ordered, that meant that I might even be buying a truck in between my current vehicle and a Cybertruck before my order number would even be up. Now we've come to find that not only was the Foundation Series not as popular as we thought, but the base model as well is not seeing the turnaround with pre-orders that was expected. Again, this probably goes back to pricing and timing, but there simply isn't the demand that they expected from this vehicle that would make this a 3-year wait. Not only people with pre-orders right now, but anyone can order a Cybertruck and expect delivery in a matter of months. Since this is sooner than I expected, I'm not necessarily ready to make this particular financial commitment, and back to my initial timing point, we haven't gotten to the point where I feel like the Cybertruck has worked out all the kinks in the production that make me confident in buying it right away and be one of the first movers on the vehicle. And yeah, given the fact that you don't even need a reservation to order one of these right now, the point of me having a reservation, if I'm not necessarily ready to buy this car, kinda is defeated, since I can get it later on when it makes more sense if I chose to. The final reason why I'm canceling my pre-order really comes down to aesthetics. Now, me personally, I really enjoy the look of the Cybertruck. It's something that I did not like at first, but really grew on me, and I think they're really cool looking, they're futuristic. I think there's a lot you can do with wrapping the truck to make it look really interesting, but there's no way around the fact that it is controversial. Right, wrong, or different, these have become a political statement, or at the very least, something that people find so offensive that they publicly chastise Cybertruck drivers while they're on the street. Now, me personally, I would never let what someone else thinks of the car I drive stop me from driving it, but you can't get around the fact that someone flipping you off or saying something to you negative while driving a truck just because of the way it looks is not a good thing and does not add to its value proposition. I think with time, and as we see more of these on the streets, stuff like that will kind of settle down, but for the time being, it is definitely a detracting factor. And again, it wouldn't stop me from buying if I didn't have my other issues with the vehicle, but for now, the fact that it is so polarizing is definitely a detractor in my opinion. And I want to make it clear that I'm not saying these things because I'm completely out on the Cybertruck and I think it's a bad vehicle to buy. I still probably will get one of these in the future, just not right now, and mostly because the timing and price. I need a bigger vehicle now, and this really isn't one that I'm ready to jump into at the very moment, but hopefully it gets to a place where I'm more confident in the build quality, and I'll be able to purchase one of these in the future where it makes more sense to me. All of you may be completely different situations where none of those apply to you and you're ready to go on this truck. And honestly, if I was in a different place, I'd probably be buying one, but I'm simply not. So I decided to go with something else that we'll highlight once we get through the cancellation of this order. So with that, let's jump into the cancellation, and I'll pull that up on the screen so that we can work through and see what that's like and how the refund process works. So you see my reservations here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit manage. So I can start designing or I can manage my order. Obviously I'm managing right now because I'm going to cancel my reservation. And it just has a button that says cancel order, so that should be easy enough, hopefully. It's gonna ask for my reason why. I honestly am gonna go with my number one reason for this is the financing and price. Both the lease price and the starting price without having that tax credit is still too high for me right now. Now I'm gonna go with the number one part of the financing that I found an issue with was the government credit / incentive. Yeah, so went with a vehicle that actually had the government incentive. That makes a big difference in monthly payments. So yeah, that's it. And let's see, I'll hit next here. And it's going to reimburse the payment that I made about 13 months ago from today. So let's say submit cancellation. I am sure I want to cancel. And there you go, cancellation request received. And I should be receiving a refund. So we'll see how long that takes in practice. But yeah, that's all there really is to it. And with that, the big reveal of the truck that I went with instead is the Ford F-150 Lightning Flash Trim. Not only did this truck meet all the needs in terms of space, price, vehicle range, but it qualifies for all these incentives that made it a very appealing model for my family today. Again, I don't think the Cybertruck is completely ruled out, but for now, this is the truck that made the most sense in terms of all the different factors. Now with this truck, I think I can make a ton of new content that I am very excited about sharing on this channel. So definitely expect that over the coming weeks and months, and hit that subscribe button if you are interested in seeing that. I plan on doing a follow-up video to this one, going over how I decided on the Ford F-150 Lightning between all the other electronic full-size vehicles that are currently on the market. So hopefully you'll see that in the next week or two. But yeah, with this, I'm gonna have to update my intro. Initially it said Tesla and tech reviews. I'm gonna have to slim that down to just tech reviews because it's not just Tesla EVs now that we're looking at, as I now have a electric Ford truck. But yeah, very excited for all that content and all the different things that I can do with this new vehicle, and excited to share with all of you on the channel here. But yeah, that's all I had to talk about today. If you did like this content and you want to see more, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to see more. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.